family. Happy Friday. We made it. Yes, we made it. Y'all, I'm exhausted. I'm ready to get out of these jeans. But I will say that today was a good day. Have you ever had like a day where you just get up and you just feel good? I woke up with a song in my heart. My hair was giving this morning, still giving a little bit. So all in all, had a good day. I'm exhausted though. I'm tired. So tired. But we made it, you guys. Happy Friday. Welcome to Real Life, Real Talk. Tonight we actually have my best friend. Her name is Ashley Belk. We'll get into all the details and logistics of our friendship. But she's on tonight, y'all. She's my absolute best friend. I had to make sure I didn't have no pearls on because she can't stand my pearls. I had to make sure my lips were shiny because she is lip gloss queen. So when she see this part, I'm pretty sure she's gonna laugh. But guys, let's go ahead and get started. Hey family, so just a little warning or disclaimer. During a recording of episode 2 with Ashley, we ran into some technical difficulties. I'm trying to find the best app to use for the segments I have with other guests. So bear with us. Bear with me. But I ask that you just please watch the video in its entirety because the vibe is good, the content is good, the information is great. So just bear with us throughout the video. The Ashley part does pretty well. Mine, I didn't realize my phone was not connected to my Wi-Fi because sometimes I turn it off when I'm out at different places. But when I got home, I forgot to change it and it did not connect. Which if I would have used my iPad like I started to in the beginning, my iPad is connected to my Wi-Fi. But nevertheless, this is real life, real talk. Things happen. So go enjoy the video. Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to Real Life, Real Talk. I'm so excited. I have absolute best friend in the whole wide world with us tonight. Now, she is known by many, but let me introduce her to the rest. We have Ashley Bell.
Hey, y'all. Hey, sister. I miss you so much.
As Ashley and I have been friends, and as I was trying to calculate it today, I think it's been like almost 17, 18
I think it's about
years.
17. Yeah. We've been holding on, baby. We've been holding on.
I don't think she do it as much anymore, but she always tell me that I cannot divorce her, which is true because she know too much. So
We're married. We in the same till the wheels fall off. Okay. So
I am stuck with her for life, y'all.
That's right.
She is the mother of my 3 godchildren, Khalil, Chanel, and Jackson. So yeah, this is my special guest tonight on episode 2 of Real Life, Real Talk. So Ashley has come up here today to assist me. Y'all, she did it so willingly. She a G. She just jumped right in. Didn't think about it. But she came. So we are going to hand it over to Ashley and see what's going on in real life with her.
All right. Thank you, Naisha. So first, before I get started and start talking, I just want to say how proud I am of you. You are definitely my hero. Like, I look up to you. I've been doing that since, we met. So anytime that you have a dream, I've always been there for you. And I'm just very proud of you. And I want you to know that I'm going to be here till the wheels fall off, baby. So I just want to let you know that I am beyond proud of you. You always shoot for the stars. Like, the time frame doesn't matter. The timeline doesn't matter how long it takes. You're going to do it. And I just love that about you. So I'm always rooting for you.
Sister, that's true. Like, I'll call Ashley with any idea or anything that pop off my head and she be down. She always got my back. And I love that about her. And she inspired me as well because she is one of the strongest women I know. Our lives are up parallel. But we are moving on to bigger and greater things. We are leaving past behind us in the past. And hopefully soon, prayerfully, Ashley and I will be able to collaborate to bring some great things to you guys.
Yes.
And I try my best to return all of that love to her.
Definitely.
So thank you.
Yes.
me.
So I have a question for you. So you know how a lot of times we're going into the new year and we all, we have our New Year's resolutions, and it's some people say, "Oh, I'm gonna protect my peace this year. I'm gonna protect my peace, protect my peace." How do you know, or at what point, at what is the feeling that you have when you feel like you're really at peace? What is that feeling? I don't. It could be a past trauma. Could it be, something that you overcame? Anything, a relationship. It doesn't have to be a relationship, but how do you know when you're really at peace? What does that feel like? What does that look like for you when you actually came at peace with something?
Now, that's odd that you asked that question because not last year, but 2021, and I'll be 38 this year. Oh my gosh. But out of my whole 30, almost 38 years, 2021 was the first year I've actually felt peace. Like I felt whole. I felt like a person. Like the feeling was really undescribable. And it just felt different. I felt okay. Like sometimes like you have days and it just seemed like something is always going on. But like within me, I just felt like I'm okay. So 2022 was a little different. But I was glad to have that year when I could actually say that I felt at peace. Like I had finally felt what peace feels like.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think for me, a lot of times we say we're at peace. Oh, I'm at peace. I don't really care about that no more. But then that little thing comes up and it's like, are you really? Are you really at peace? Until, you just like, okay, is it worth my energy? Is it worth, me going having bad days? Is it worth the control? When we give people control over us, they're taking our peace. They have control over our peace. So for me, I would say, when I felt like I was just ready to show out, okay, I was like, look, it's going down. It's going down tonight. I don't care what nobody say. I'm about to put the all black on. It's going down. Okay. I got to that point, I put the all black on. I'm ready to rock. But when I got to where I was going,
that's the phone call you don't want from your best friend.
That's
like,
the phone
let's
call.
Ride out. Or black.
Okay.
Because we're going to show up first and we're going to ask questions after we done did it.
Okay. And I got to that point and I was just like, I am just so mad, just so angry for what? Got there and I just I couldn't do it. I'm like, is it worth it? And now I feel like certain situations, I can just laugh at them. When I can laugh at a situation, okay, like you have no control over me. And I feel like I tell people all the time, like when you win that prize, at the end of the day, your prize is your peace. When you can win and not let these situations bother you and not like these people control you, you have control over your peace. So,
and with that, a lot of people in my life don't understand why certain situations I won't react or I will ignore per se. Excuse me. Basically, it's just not giving it the attention or the energy that it's looking for because I don't have time. But people don't understand, like, I pick and choose my battles. I'm going to fight the battles that need to be fought. But like, I'm not going to address every single thing. Like, no one has that type of energy. Like, we go toe to toe with people, but who has that type of energy anymore? Who wants to spend their days fussing, fighting, and like just going to bat all the time? Like, nobody wants to.
Yeah.
But one thing that I noticed, like, because I had to pray like towards the end of last year, I was like, Lord, what was different that 2021 I had so much peace, like I was okay, versus this year. But I noticed the difference. I wasn't really dealing with people. Not that I was separated or ignoring people. I just really moved to the beat of my own drum. And like you say, just like not even paying attention to it. And that made the major difference. So now this year, I'm going back to that and just picking and choosing. Like, you have to set healthy boundaries. And like you say, you have to protect them. Like, no one has time for all of that.
I agree. Well, that's good. I'm glad that we both have control over our peace. It's definitely a good feeling when you don't have to go tick for tat and feel like you got to get the last word over a situation. So that is always a good feeling. So I'm glad we've both reached that level of peace, because it's always good to have that peace in your life. Yes, ma'am.
No one has time for all of that. It takes so much energy. We raising these kids. I got time.
That's
Let's
true.
be adult.
Okay. Anybody got time for that? Girl.
So Ash, what else been going on?
Girl, nothing. I just been working, you know. I be tired. And
So let me tell y'all. So
oh God.
I'm gonna air this to drop this whatever tomorrow. So it gives me overnight to edit this. But I have to get on Ashley's calendar months in. I had to call her Christmas to schedule for the kids to get together for spring break. December to April.
Listen, Linda, listen. I really do live by my calendar, y'all. It's crazy. I just feel like a mad woman with all this stuff on my calendar. I look at the calendar, I'm like, really? But I do get booked and busy.
So good thing you said that. So I have been criticized for being structured. Mm-hmm. You just said you live by your calendar.
I do.
Do it help you, or like do it make you more overwhelmed by having everything kind of set in place?
It helps me, honestly, because most of the events or things that I have to do is mainly scheduled in advance. So if I'm constantly looking at my calendar every day, I know, okay, tomorrow I got to do this. I got to do this in about 30 minutes. It helps me. You know, it may not help everybody. That may not help or work for everybody. But for me, it works, because I've had situations where I've missed some events, and, you know, people get in their feelings. So, and I'm like, please don't charge it to my heart. I promise you it wasn't intentional. I just got a lot of stuff going on. So for me, it definitely works. So I'm okay with being a structured baddie. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with
I like it.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do that. Structured baddies. I like
structured baddie. I'm okay with that.
Because Ashley and I are both single parents, because we got no rings yet.
Yeah.
So we still consider single parents. So Ashley, kudos to her. She's raising 3 beautiful children versus my one, but he feel like 5 sometimes. But sometimes you have to have things in place, because when it's this is my opinion, you guys. Mm-hmm. Remember, it's just you. I always try to think like 10 steps ahead, because if I miss something, drop the ball on something, there's nobody else there to help. Nobody else there to.
That's true.
Oh, I'm late to pick the child up from school because I'm at the grocery store. No, there's nobody else. So I have to put all myself. So that's why I try to plan ahead, stay ahead, just in case something happens, and I'm like, okay, well, I have wiggle room for that. But yeah, I've been criticized for being structured.
Well, listen, whoever coming for my sister about her being a structured baddie, don't do it, okay?
T-shirt, structured baddie.
Yes, I got you. I sent it in the mail. Yeah, these folks, they don't understand, honey. It'd be a struggle out here. Like,
It's like I was talking to mine today, and she's planning a trip in June, and I was like, that first half of the year is like crazy. We have the kids' birthday.
Yes.
So for the story, Ashley, 2 oldest children, and my son all have birthdays within 2 weeks of each other.
Yes.
Janelle goes first, February 23rd. Then my son follows, March 11th. Then her son, Khalil, March 12th. And then my son, then me, March 13th.
Yeah.
So when I was in Charlotte, we used to always have to be like, okay, which weekend you want to take?
Yeah.
Because their birthdays were together. But I'm not doing anything big, Ashley.
I already done. Listen, I already done told you. I'm not doing it. These kids are too old for birthday parties at this point. Like, we're gonna have to start traveling. The money that we're using on parties can be for a vacation. Like,
yep. So
they're too old.
We're taking them to Miami for spring break. So we had the birthdays, we had spring break, In April, my family's doing something to honor my grandparents. May, a cousin of mine wants to do something with our mothers and our aunts, possibly.
Mhm.
We have a church. And then my friend wants to go. She was planning a trip in June. So I'm like, first half of the year is gonna be crazy.
Listen, it's only January and the calendar is full. Okay, like for real. I was looking at my calendar the other day. I was like, girl, you need to slow down. Like, where you gonna get all this money from? For one, where is it coming from? Where is all the money coming from, sis? Like for real.
Listen, I don't know. And your nephew
You know,
he thinks falls out the sky.
He's a celebrity, honey. Don't come for my baby. Don't come for my nephew's son. He's a celebrity.
That's why there's only one of him right now. Because
my baby is a celebrity. Between him and that sister of his, that Chanel.
Y'all listen, I have a mentality. That don't necessarily mean I live it in reality. Those two do.
Yes.
Like, they want food delivered to the school. My goddaughter asked me to DoorDash her Chick-fil-A to school.
Yeah. Yep. She was like, Mommy, the macaroni was stale. What you know about macaroni being stale, baby? Do you even eat macaroni? Can you send me Chick-fil-A? Those your kids. I can't. Especially at Jack's. So
you're not gonna come for my Cracker Jack.
You know I would get started. So my lovely sister has OCD, y'all. And the good old Lord blessed me with a son who has OCD. When I say it drives me up a wall, I have to text literally his mom. This is mama. I have to text her to get direction on how to control the OCD because it just gets out of hand sometimes. He don't want nothing to touch his hands. He don't want nothing on his feet. It's just a lot. I'm like, what is this? How do I help? How do I manage this OCD child? Because I cannot do it.
Coming for Jack. You're not.
He is a lot, y'all. Mm-mm.
So ask question. Okay. How is it raising your children in this time era versus when we were raised? What kind of challenges or you deal with, or what kind of things do you do to kind of help the kids we got now?
Yes. So we was raised in a different time where we wasn't in grown folks' business. We was kind of sheltered from a lot of things, and we didn't find out things or realize things until we were older. This day and time, unfortunately, our children are exposed to a lot of things sooner. And it's not even from the parents. It's from the friends at school. It's from social media. It's from them clicking on the link, thinking it's one thing, and you click on the link, it's something else. So it's definitely challenging. Like you always say, there's no rule book to parenting. And it literally scares me sometimes just thinking about what they know. I have to sit down and talk to my children. And at this point, I'm pretty open, and they pretty much know certain things. Sadly, my daughter was exposed to things that she wasn't ready for from a friend at school. So I had to come out and explain to her what those were. My baby is only 9. She's a girl. So I wasn't ready to have that conversation with her, but I had to. So it makes us I always say we have to get used to having those uncomfortable conversations. And that was a very much uncomfortable conversation for me to have with her. But I would rather for it to come from me than to come from someone else. So
yeah, that's something that I struggle with when it comes to my son. I don't get a parent, but then it's like you try to control how much they're exposed to and when they're exposed to it, but you really don't have a control when they're at school for majority and not around you. So it's just like I'm trying to loosen up. Like he got a cell phone for Christmas, and phone go off more than mine do. I think I'm a little jealous at this.
Then you got the hotline, okay.
Baby, in the car, phone just hanging. Is that your phone? Chat. The what? 9 has a group chat, but it's scary. Now I will say this: he was having a conversation, was just eating dinner, and one of his friends said, "Desmond, are you allowed to?" This is the little boy he talked to all the time. They won't FaceTime. He said, "Are you allowed to watch videos with cursing in it?" And I was like, "That's a good kid." I said because he took the time to act before he video. So of course my child can't hold water. Told the little boy, my mom said,
you know he gonna tell.
But the little boy was like, "Oh, I know better." And I'm like, I'm glad you got a good homeboy that was raised right.
That's right.
So it's so scary. Like I have to go through the phone, check the messages.
We have to. I be telling people all the time, we have to be all up and through their business. I mean, I know it get on their nerves, but baby, at the end of the day, you're my responsibility. So I'm gonna be all up and through your business. I have to answer for your decisions at the end of the day.
Because like he get on TikTok, I'm like, absolutely not. Like,
yeah, and a lot of these games, a lot of the games got this stuff on it. You know, it's horrible. You gotta really be in their business. It's really sad, honestly. Like, it's nowhere near like we was ready to go outside when we was younger, ready for the street lights on, let's go in the house. Now these kids don't know what outside look like, except that when they go into the school bus, they don't know what it looks. All they know is a phone, a tablet, a TV. My kids go outside. I'll let you know when to come back in. Like I have to make them go outside, and then they come in and smell like wet dogs. But yeah, but yeah, you're gonna be a kid. I don't want to take that childhood from them. A lot of these kids are getting their childhood stripped from them. No, I want you to stay as child as long as you can. Chanel told me the other day, "Mama, I'm ready to pay my own bills." Girl, be careful what you ask for, because I'm ready to go back to being a kid. Okay.
But you know what? And it's crazy you say that because I implemented like a bill paying system with Des, like with his allowance, to try to teach him, because I don't want I will to the world not knowing anything about finances, and I don't want that for him. But I'm like, just so you'll know you're prepared. But and two, yes, definitely keep that innocence. Unfortunately, his dad informed him like maybe a year or two ago that Santa Claus wasn't real, that the Tooth Fairy, none of that existed. We all know, but if a child wants to believe in those things, let them believe in something. Let them have some type of innocence about them. Like, don't take everything away just because you don't want to carry.
Well, let me tell you what your daughter said. So we was at my dad's house for Christmas, and one of my aunts asked Chanel, "Do you believe in Santa Claus?" And she said, "No." She said, "I'm gonna tell you how I found out Santa Claus wasn't real." And I'm just intrigued to know what she about to say, because I didn't even know that she had a whole little plan up her sleeve. So she says, the night before Christmas, a whole story, girl. The night before Christmas, mommy and daddy, went in the room, and they were acting like we was all going to bed. And I put my laptop out and started recording. How did you know to record? And she was like, and the crazy thing about it, my mom and dad didn't even see the laptop. And I seen them put out the cookies. I seen them bring out the presents, and I just played along with it.
I can't.
I was like, well, that's the first time I'm hearing about this story. Okay.
So with the Tooth Fairy, I was, I'm always that over the top mama. So I was leaving notes with the money. Dad started he was like, "Mommy, this look like your hair."
These kids too grown. Girl, do you remember the time where I left that $10 bill and I needed to change? Listen, These kids not even getting $1 no more for the tooth. So all I had was $10 on me, y'all. I put that $10 under the pillow and I wrote a note saying the tooth fairy needed her change. I needed my $5 back because you're not getting no $10 for no one tooth.
See, I'm trying to go over the top, trying to be sweet enough, leaving a note every time this child loses a tooth. And he ended up picking up on mommy. Like,
they pay attention. It's like they're too smart. Like,
very.
Girl, I cannot. That is too funny. Now I'm saying, oh, that looks like that's your handwriting.
Girl, he working my nerves.
That is too.
Guys, this is just to show you that we are not alone out here. There's a whole community of us that probably have stories crazier than ours.
Definitely.
Just do that. These kids do the absolute most.
They do.
Or just our lives, because our lives are changing. We are into a whole nother world of dating.
Yes. Girl. The dating pool was a little awful. It was ghetto. And I was just like, is this what is gonna be, Lord? Because but now I am off the market. I am dating someone, my special guy. So thank God I'm off the market. So,
and all Ashley, if I got to cross state lines, my trip would not be in vain.
He will be watching this video when you post it, so he will see. Yeah.
So that I have to state lines. Just know we don't play.
And don't. And that's vice versa. If we gotta drive those 5 hours, it won't be in vain. I guarantee you, baby. It won't be in vain. You know, Big Mama gonna hold you down no matter what.
That's right. But I'm so glad to actually join us, because this is just to show that there are so many different women out here, from so many different walks of life. Now, this is like I said, we've been best friends for 17 years, and our lives still are different. Ashley mothers 3 children. I mother 1. Ashley has a relationship with both of her parents. I only have a relationship with my mother. Ashley has 1 sibling. I have 2. So just right there in a small nutshell, so many differences, but we have made it work for 17 years.
Definitely.
She won't let way, so I guess we stuck for life.
Stuck for life, you ain't going nowhere.
But this is just to give you a glimpse of real life, real talk, just like talking to my best friend. So when other people come up here, it's going to be the same vibe, the same platform, just for you to just talk, get it out, whatever. Because Ashley thing now is protecting her peace.
You know
that's
it.
her.
You know it.
She's gonna.
You know it. I ain't letting nobody disturb it.
And you can't when my mama see this, she gonna be mad. But I was thinking about setting my mama on boundaries.
Lord, mama. Mama done made the cut on the video. But for real, we have to, because sometimes our parents, I love my mama and my daddy to death, but they can get a little out of line.
They can go overboard.
They can. And I'm like, Ma, I love you, sugar, but you're doing too much. And it's causing me my peace.
And that's what you see a lot now, people talking about setting healthy boundaries, because you really have to protect your mental health.
Definitely.
And when I went back to Charlotte too. And so in 2019, I went through depression, and it snuck up on me without me even knowing. Like, I would wake up in the morning, and before I realized I had life, I was crying. Like, tears were already coming out my eyes. Like, I didn't want to be bothered. I couldn't stop the tears. I would just go to prayer service sometimes at church and come home. But I had my son. I still had to stay in routine. I had to bring myself out of it. I didn't want to be medicated. Nothing against medications, because some people do take them and it is helpful. So I'm not knocking taking medicine. I personally did not want to, because I still had my son to take care of. And again, it was just me. So I didn't want to be dependent on medication, and I didn't have any help. So, and it just happened. Like, I don't even know what led to it. I think just being overwhelmed. It was the same routine every day, just back and forth. So I think that's what, I don't know what caused it, but I ended up just praying my way out of it. Thank God he brought me out of it. But you have to protect your mental, as they say. You have to be more aware of what you allow in your life, what you deal with, because people are horrible.
And people got
like
energy.
Excuse me.
Yeah, when it comes to, you was about to say something.
No, go ahead.
Speaking of depression, so last year I went through a phase of depression and anxiety. I didn't know what it was. It just, like you said, it just came up on me. I was waking up every day crying, couldn't do my work I couldn't function my job duties at work. It was just, what am I doing? Like, I was literally sick to my stomach. And I'm like, Lord, like, my body was weak. I had never felt that in my life. Never felt that feeling in my life. I had my mom and my aunt with me at the time, and I couldn't even muster up the words to say that I needed help. I didn't know, what it was. I had never felt that. So I'm like, people can be going through depression and, not even know it. So
yeah.
Luckily I was able to make it out, because everybody don't make it out alive. Some people just can't take the pain, and during that time, people thought I was being distant or being to myself, when they didn't even check on me to say, are you okay? I ain't heard from you in a while. Is anything okay? They just, oh, she ain't called me. Let me just kick her to the curb. But although I went through that depression, I thank God that I did, because it helped me to realize that he was elevating me. I hate that I had to go through that, but he moved these people out of my life that I didn't need, that wasn't good for me. He heard those conversations that I didn't hear, and although we try to make excuses for these people that we know aren't good for us, we make excuses for them. Oh, well, they didn't mean that. they didn't mean, they did. They said it. They said it with a laugh, but they meant it. So I thank God that I went through that to be able to see who was really for me. God take you through some storms sometimes to be like, this is who's really for you, So I'm definitely grateful that I went through those storms, and, I went through that isolation period to find out who I was, to gain the strength that I needed. So, anybody that's going through that, it's okay to speak up, and you might lose some people who you thought was like this. They just wasn't meant to elevate with you to the next step in your life, and that's okay.
And then that's why it's good to always have somebody good in your life, because during the time that Ashley was going through that, I had no idea what she was going through. But at the same time, I had a lot on my plate. I was dealing with, a couple of heavy issues. But even though we didn't talk often as we were talking, we would kind of give each other proof of life, or hey sissy, how you doing, or something like that. And then later she shared what she was going through. But that's kind of how you know the people that are there for you, because they're not going to get offended by certain things. They're going to be there for you. They're going to check in for you. At the time that she was going through, I didn't know exactly what she was going through. I knew it wasn't our norm. So I'm like, something's not right. But at the same time, I wasn't strong enough to be there for her. We couldn't be there for each other during that time. We didn't do much. Like I said, we gave each other proof of life, checked in here and there. But neither one of us was strong enough to be able to uphold the other. But because I know my friend, he knows me, it didn't disrupt our friendship. We came back like nothing happened, and then she was able to tell what she was going through. I always overshare, so I ended up telling her what I was going through. But we were fine, like it, just like nothing happened.
Yeah.
That's when you know your true friend, when they're not offended by certain things, when
Mhm.
they're more under or trying to see how they can further help you, and versus like getting mad because you didn't call them for weeks on end. Like I just tell y'all I have to schedule her months in advance. So not talking to her, I don't get upset behind it, but I knew something was not right.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm pretty sure she's like, oh, I ain't heard from Nation, and she going through it like probably like, oh, I need my friend. But neither one of us was strong enough
He
to
wasn't.
uphold it. But we came back, we talked, she let me know what was going on. We talked through each other's issues, and we still rocking hard today. But that's the type of friends you need, because I mean, things happen in life, things we can't control. I swear, and sometimes I be feel like I'm in a chokehold and will not let you go.
Okay. Girl, I'm like, Lord, this
But
is it.
that will understand. That will be like, okay, I'm sorry you went through this.
Yeah.
What can we do?
Yeah.
But I'm glad my good and we overcame those things,
Yes.
because, like she said, depression can take you out. Like I didn't share with my own mom didn't know. Nobody knew what I was going through at the time. I later shared it, but it was so hard. And like the only thing that kept me going was my son, because I had to be there. I had to feed him, do homework, tend to him.
Yeah.
And if I, have to tend to him, who knows what would have happened. But it was so much to get out of the bed every day. Like I couldn't sleep at night. Melatonin had the opposite effect on me. I would wake up crying, like didn't even realize I was breathing, but I could feel tears running down my face. I would be at work, the tears would just come. And luckily when it happened, like I suffer from allergies, I'm allergic to pollen. So I would be at work and people just thought like, what's wrong with her? Like her allergies that bad? So I was able to disguise it, but I could not stop the tears.
Yeah.
But God, we made it through.
We made it.
People aren't strong enough to withstand that or to go through that. We went through it, without medication. Therapy helped. I started walking, things like that. So thankfully we are here, but definitely set the boundaries that you need.
Right.
Do the things you need. Self-care is important. Very,
Yes.
very. Take some time for yourself. I have to tell Ashley all the time, like, put your cape down. You can't be superwoman all the time.
I'm still working. Listen, y'all, that's something I'm still working on for real, because I don't like to disappoint people. Somebody need me there, I'm trying my best to be there. Not taking into account that I just can't do it. My body just be like, sis, sit down. And it's hard. I just don't like to disappoint. So it's hard for me to say no. That's my thing that I'm working on this year. Being okay that no is a complete sentence. No, period. I have to get used to that. I'm not used to telling people no. I feel like I'm letting you down, or oh, she gonna be mad at me. No, I that's something that I am working on, y'all. But yeah, it took to the point of my body just like shutting down. My body will do it to this day. I will shut down. It actually happened Wednesday. I was supposed to do something for someone, and I fell right to sleep, girl. Get my mind right before he gets up. I woke up. I said, well, at least the carpet smell good. My goodness. I mean,
he was trying to help, so don't come for my baby.
He was cleaning up, because I get up and clean up and, wipe down and stuff like that. I said, baby boy done poured all the carpet freshener on the floor. At least it smelled good. I can't even complain. But my body it was like 7 or 8 o'clock, and it was just like, boom, I'm out. I don't never go to bed early. Yeah, I was out.
See, like me, Ashley lives in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm here in Norfolk, Virginia. We have done crazy stuff like one-day trips to each other. That's a 5.5-hour drive.
Yes.
I drove down, I think it was your birthday first, and then I came back for the birthday. Ashley came up for a pop-up shop. Like literally came that day, that Saturday, and turned back around and went back Sunday. We do stuff like that.
Yes.
But it's that big people. But you have to learn to sometimes say, no, I can't.
Yeah.
Or just simply, no,
I want to.
One thing I have implemented is I call it my detox weekend. So, Dez go with his dad every other weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So at least one of the weekends, I don't do nothing. I clean the night before. I get up, take my shower, I eat something, I put on some lounge clothes or some fresh pajamas and get back in my bed or lay across the bed, whatever. I don't go anywhere. I don't even grocery shop that day. I'll save it to the next day if I didn't do it Friday. I don't go out unless I want something to eat. I'll go get something to eat and come back.
Mm-hmm.
I screen my calls and my text messages. Those that I want to answer, I will. Those that I don't, I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna keep it moving. I'll binge TV or play games on my iPad, whatever I want to do. I don't do any work on my business or anything. I don't do anything. Whole Saturday, I don't do anything, and it helps. Excuse me, it has helped my mind relax because my mind, like I said, I try to stay 10 steps ahead, so it's always ready. But when I started doing that, and I have to get back to it, kind of slacked off, but it literally helped my mind ease itself. So then Sunday I went to church, had a good time, picked Dez up, and the week is fine. It's better because I've had a chance to stop and relax my brain, let my brain.
Yeah.
So you definitely have to do that to give your body rest and your brain rest because they both will shut you down.
All the way down. Somebody had told me to date myself. I have never been out to eat by myself before.
You haven't?
I've done it now, but before I had done it, I never did it before. So I was like, I don't want to go eat by myself. I want to go with somebody. And one day I did it. I was so in tune with myself. That was the best feeling. And I'm just sitting there. I had my phone up. I had my phone on Do Not Disturb. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, this is a good feeling. This feels good. We always go get our nails done, toes done and stuff by ourselves, but I've never experienced dating myself, getting dressed up, and I went to a restaurant and just sat there by myself. That was a really great feeling. I was like, okay, I can get used to this. All right, something different, but yeah, got to start dating ourselves, giving that energy to ourselves. We can't be
someone or not, you still need that time for you because as women we pour so much into so different roles.
Yes.
You can't, how they say, but you can't pour from an empty cup.
Right.
You have to be able to take that time for yourself.
That's right. That is right.
But Ashley, thank you for coming on.
You are most welcome. Thank you for having me. This was so much fun. It's just like old time. It's just like us sitting on the phone talking, girl. Yeah. So I really appreciate you having me and trusting me to be a part of your journey. And I look forward to being alone. I love you, sister.
I love you too. You guys will see more of her as we go. She'll probably drop back in as we start collabing on some stuff. She's going to update us on some career choices that she's making.
Yes.
Business out there. I'm going to let her get it all together first. But my sister's going to bring out some good stuff. That's all I'm going to say.
Thank you. It's coming, y'all. It's coming. But thank you, sister. I'm so proud of you. I can't say it enough. I'm so proud of you.
But give my babies my love.
I will.
If no one else tells you, I love you.
I love you too. Kiss my nephew, son.
I will.